ESPN put out a way too early 2026 NFL mock draft yesterday. It was Matt Miller in particular who put out this mock draft. And because of the person they had, Cleveland taking at number 1 overall, it caught Ant's eye. So according to Matt Miller and the way too early ESPN mock draft, the Cleveland Browns, with their own pick, would take Cade Klubnik, the quarterback out of Clemson, number 1 overall. And then with the number 12 pick, that's the pick they got from Jacksonville in the Travis Hunter for Mason Graham trade, they would take Caleb Lomu, the offensive tackle out of Utah. As soon as that graphic came on the screen, I saw G. Bush start shaking his head. I saw Tavis drop his head. So, G,
why you hate Cade?
Way too early, but
no problem with Cade Klubnik.
Do you have any issue with the Browns being projected to take a quarterback at number 1, and any initial thoughts on Cade Klubnik?
Man, I seen Cade Klubnik play. He's all right.
Pat last year?
Yeah, he all right.
Hey.
First half of the year, Minimowski.
He was much better later.
Second half of the year,
yes.
Second half of the year, he did his thing. When you look at him, people project his arm to be a Baker Mayfield arm. I'm like, okay, all right. Jay would love that.
Jay actually, real quick, Jay's gonna love this kid. He won 2 state championships in Texas at the same high school.
Yeah, at the same
high school as
Baker Mayfield.
There you go.
And he has one of them Texas names like Austin or Cade or
Cade Klubnik. He's from Austin.
Yeah, listen, he wears all kind of face paint on, right? Like he looked just like. Listen, it's one. And by the way, it's one of them Clemson quarterbacks. You just out there looking real nice and pretty.
So is Deshaun.
And it is.
It's not the same high school Baker went to. It's a rival high school to the one Baker.
But here's my thing. This is the crazy part about it is. I don't got a problem if you want to project a way too early mock draft, right? That's cool with me. But here's what I'm going to say, and I'm going to talk about this a little later on today too. I don't know. I'm going to have to call people out when they start. When you coming on the show and you want to fast forward and hit a fast forward button on this year, and you going to fast forward to get to talking. I'm not talking 2026 quarterbacks right now, and you won't evaluate the 2 you got.
Yeah.
Like, that's the dumbest thing in the world. Like, we sitting here, if you want to talk about 2026 quarterbacks, but if I ask you pinpoint why wouldn't you play these young rookies, and you got to, they don't, we're going to protect their souls, and we don't want them to get ruined, and we just bring them along slowly. But then you want to fast forward that and get all the way to 2026 when we don't know whether our GM can evaluate quarterbacks, if our coach can get a quarterback to play well, but you want to fast forward 2 picks that if you was going to just go with the 2026 mindset, why didn't you just say, play Flacco, play Pickett, stop playing the games, take your L's, tank, go get a quarterback next year. But you got cute. You used a 3rd round pick and a 5th round pick on quarterbacks that are young, traded up for them. Yeah. But now you want to argue with me about why they don't need reps. But you want to talk about another dudes next year. Y'all, that's corny. It's corny. It's the corniest thing I've ever heard. Like, this is it's like we done got to a point in the world where the only thing that matters is narratives. Like, what happens? What happened to putting it on the field? Like, what happened to what you do in the field count? It don't. They done already fast forwarded.
Who?
We talking about Cade Klubnik.
Well, this is ESPN.
This ain't.
No. People say this all the time. Jason told me yesterday that the quarterback was in next year's draft. I was here.
So G, you're saying the right things, but also that is just ESPN's mock draft. We are in the business of clicks. G, you are the king, and I say this with the utmost respect, of the immaculately worded YouTube headlines to make people click on it.
They're going to click on this one too.
They are going, I did. I took one out of your book. I took one out of your book. I did. But ESPN and ESPN.com is also in the business of clicks. And what does clicks during the slowest time of the year when there is no football to talk about? Mock drafts for next year. So I understand why ESPN's putting out.
Yeah, I saw the Adam.
The reality is,
I just don't like the player they had up there.
The reality is, none of this matters.
Who you wanted them?
Hold on, because we're gonna get to that in a second. The reality is, none of this matters. It is a July 1st mock draft from ESPN before any games have been played. And until Shedeur or Gabriel show anything on the field, of course these mock drafts are going to have them taking a quarterback.
Man.
They took a dude in the 3rd and the 5th round, and they could have a top 10 pick, if not 2 top 10 picks next season. So, of course, these projections, until Gabriel or Shedeur prove them wrong, are going to have them taking a quarterback. I personally don't like Klubnik. I would go with another guy, which is why I wanted to get to that
right.
second. But
I don't like the guy at the top.
I have no issue, and I'm not going to get worked up over ESPN having the Browns taking a quarterback high in the draft until it's up to Shedeur and Dillon to prove them wrong.
I agree.
Not they're going to have to collapse, and if they don't pan out, they'll take either Dillon or Shedeur has to prove that they are the guy. But until they do that, this is how every mock, CBS, NFL.com, ESPN, Walter, you name it, they're all going to have the Browns taking quarterback.
It doesn't matter because the Browns aren't going to have the number 1 pick anyways. They're going 8-9 this season. So
Oh, wow.
Well, what if the Jaguars go 4-13?
They still not going to be the Browns ain't getting the first pick in the draft.
Earl, clip that just in case it happens.
If the
Browns will listen, the Browns will not pick. I said this already. I said the Browns won't pick top 5 this season. They won't have no picks in the top 5 unless they trade up for it.
If the Browns pick number 1, what they pick, Stefanski or Barry won't be here to take no quarterback.
That's what I was gonna say right there. I'm glad you brought that up. You led me back to my train of thought.
Like if you get so here's the thing. That would have mean, just to extrapolate, you went 3 and something and probably 2 and something or 1 and something in back-to-back years. Mm-hmm. That is, we went 1 and 31 in 2 years.
Yeah.
This stint right here
is equivalent.
Is the equivalent of you in the middle of this game, you won 3. If you win 1 game next year, that means you won 4 and something.
Yeah.
And 2, you won't be here. I'm sorry.
If the Browns get the number 1 pick, they ain't gonna do nothing but trade down anyway.
Facts.
All right, real quick, just for the sake of this. Gee, if the Browns, let's take Arch Manning out of the equation. Okay. Of the other quarterbacks, do you have one in next year's class that you happen to prefer over the other?
I don't like. Listen, I don't know what people see in Drew Aller.
I'm with you. I'm out.
It's just like Drew Aller, K. Klubnik, Lenoris, Sellers.
Now Sellers, I would say, is the highest version right now. I would take.
I like Nussmeier.
Now hold on. Let me stop this. Let me put the camera on me.
Oh man.
Under no circumstances am I saying that Lenoris Sellers is better than everybody else because he's a mobile quarterback. And that's a euphemism as a mobile black guy.
K. Klubnik is
people, hold on, you got to say that. Because they be like, you like Deshaun, you like Shedeur, and now you're like this Sellers kid. What's the problem,
Neither one of them is considered.
Sellers is dope. Listen, I think Arch Manning is pretty good. I got to see it more than 2 games. Yeah. So I'm just telling you that so y'all don't get in the comment section and be in your feelings. But I will say that Sellers, I watched him play against, was it Clemson? Go watch the Clemson game.
Yeah, he played.
Where at Clemson.
He was really good.
And he just wheeled them down the field with throws and all that good stuff. He's 6'5". He's got all the pedigree. He big. Yeah. He can move. I like him. But I gotta see it first. You see what I'm saying? I gotta see it.
He only played 1 year.
He played 1 year.
Redshirt sophomore this upcoming season. I like Nussmeier of all the guys now.
Now I heard he went to the. I had to look at it. I heard he went to the Manning little passing camp and was balling.
He was there. Klubnik was there. Lenoris was there.
And
there's probably more. Those are the 3 I heard.
And by the way, there's going to be 2 dudes that we don't know nothing about.
Yeah. That's a fact.
Yeah.
It's going to be Fernando Mendoza.
Mendoza out of Indiana.
Yeah.
And the other kid I like.
From Nebraska.
No. He was the Cal
that's
quarterback.
Dillon Raiola.
Yeah, I like him.
He's not ready yet.
No.
He's only a sophomore.
Yeah, he'll be a sophomore.
The other dude I like, though, John Mateer. He transferred to Oklahoma this year. He's got a cannon.
I got to look at him.
Yeah, he's got a cannon.
I got to look at
Oklahoma ain't had nothing.
I've been doing I got to get these evaluations off because I'll tell you what, some of these dudes, some of them they got up there. I'm like.
I don't see the Penn State coach.
I don't see it.
It's his size. He's like
and you work for the Big Ten Network.
Hey, I told you. I've been saying it for 2 years that I don't see it.
Every time he plays Ohio State.
It's just
Nothing.
And their defense did a good job holding Ohio State in check this year. They just needed like one
Nothing.
play.
He did nothing.
I go back to the Notre Dame game in the college football playoff. Like one play. Nothing.
I gotta ask this question: How many games will you be satisfied with? Because here's what's gonna come down to. Let's fast forward this crap. This is what's gonna happen. Let's get real. There's going to come a point in time where either Dillon Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders are going to play. Mm-hmm. The elephant in the room is they got these picks and probably they want a quarterback, right? So here's the thing. How many games does these dudes have to play to have a fair evaluation for you to say, okay, I've seen what I needed to see. Let's go ahead and get this quarterback. How many? Is there a minimum?
I can't answer that question because I'm on the panel Thursday.
And on Thursday, we're going to do the topic. I texted Tyvis, I texted Jason, texted Bull, tune in. But I asked them, what do they think? No. It's a great topic.
Waited me out.
But no.
This is I'm on Wednesday.
Yeah,
I thought I was.
But no, here's what we're doing on Thursday. I asked all of them for how many games they think the max Dillon or Shedeur could play.
All right.
I average it down. I'm not going to give you the whole shebang, but I took the average of all three of them and went back and found about 15 historical examples of quarterbacks through that many games to see if we made an evaluation on player X in a blind resume style through that many games, would you have said this could be our guy or not? And then I'm going to reveal it.
He said, see how he saved that money maker? He had this topic set out like it was the first day of school.
He sent it out Monday.
Well, we're making some special graphics for it.
It might have been Sunday.
I sent it Monday.
They got it laid out like this. This the outfit. Yeah, I'm wearing this with this.
I still have to do a mock-up for it.
Oh, they got the mock. Yeah. This dude, listen, this one. See what I'm saying? Chat, they be waiting me out.
You won't be on the panel Thursday. You can answer your
I'm going to be tuned in. I'm going to be in the chat. I'm pulling up in the chat. I'm in the chat.
G, you can call in for that segment. We'll have G call in for that segment.
Listen, my thing.
Put Jason Lloyd on the phone.
my thing is this, though, and this is a strong point that you have brought up, is that if they can't get right, if Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur look like absolute trash when they go in there, which I pray that's not the case, but if they look like absolute trash,
drafting the quarterback,
I do not trust them to draft a quarterback.
I agree too.
Y'all had multiple chances to get. The only quarterback that was taken was Cam and Jackson Dart. Y'all had multiple chances to get any other quarterback.
That's another thing, McNuggets.
And y'all kept punting on it. So and then you took Dillon Gabriel around to 2 rounds earlier than he was even projected to go to say that, hey, this is the guy that we want. So I'm glad you did it because now I'm going to look at him with a fine-tooth comb and be like, y'all can't evaluate quarterback. That's what that will tell me because this is the guy that you chose to get early.
You traded Travis Hunter for him. This is the guy. The guy who they get next year better be coming in on a white donkey.
No, the person that they get next year better not be selected by anybody that's had anything to do with these two quarterbacks. And with their 3rd round and 5th round picks, I hear all that.
Man.
So was Brock Purdy, and he looked good when he was out there. So what are you saying? Tom Brady, when he got his opportunity, 6th round pick, he figured it out. So I ain't really hearing it no more. I'm sorry.
I think we're on agreement on that. If it's a bad season,
like if they are just trash,
they got to clean house.
Come on, man. And sometimes it's not always the Johns and the Joes. It's the X's and O's. And y'all done flipped the whole offensive staff. Y'all done changed everything. But it's only 2 consistent people that's been there through all of this in 6 seasons, 7 seasons. What?
Hey, let's be clear.
Kevin.
Let's be clear.
Jimmy, Kevin, Andrew, and Depot.
How many games Deshaun Watson play last year?
He got hurt in week 6.
So that means he played 6 games.
5.5.
He played 5.5 games.
Yeah.
How many games is in the schedule?
17.
So if I do basic rudimentary math,
it's about a third.
He played a third of the season. That means you got 12 games. Where what did you do?
Who did we have? Oh, DTR.
Jameis, DTR.
Jameis, DTR.
What?
And what's the guy that finished?
Bailey Zappi.
Bailey Zappi.
What did you do when you had 12 whole games? Then you walked up and said, I no longer want to put my hands on this playbook. Here you go. Boy, you kind of funny. Y'all good. Y'all good, boy. Y'all.
We will-
I'm just calling it like it is. Like
We will
you
be
gotta
keeping
real
them
about this.
accountable to the utmost extent this year. I have no doubt about that. And